Coming up on News Live at 6, the MLK Day of Service continues with a school supplies event.
Also, love seeing a flower unfold, and for me, dancers unfold.
And in another Syracuse Story feature, one VPA professor goes above and beyond for her students across campus.
Plus, the highly anticipated SU versus Duke men's basketball game is just 11 days away. How you can get into the Loud House for the game if you don't already have a ticket. All that and more coming up. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
While Martin Luther King Jr. Day was yesterday, members of the Syracuse community are still honoring him today as part of the National MLK Day of Service. Good evening, I'm Nicole Weaving.
And I'm Katie Lane. The Office of Engagement Programs at Hendricks Chapel and the Christian Campus Ministry are hosting an event to help local schools. Happening now, Citrus TV's Liam Crowley is live outside Hendricks Chapel with more. Liam?
Thanks, Katie. Now, as you said, the event at Hendricks Chapel tonight will have volunteers help pack book bags with winter clothing and school supplies for local schools. Over 200 book bags are planned to be packed, which will then be donated to the Public Service Leadership Academy at Fowler and the Delaware Academy in the Syracuse City School District. And at the start of the event, students can enjoy free waffles donated by local restaurant Funkin' Waffles. Organizers attending the event will have further information on how to get involved with future volunteer opportunities both on and off campus.
And Liam, for students looking to participate in the event tonight, what time should they show up?
Yeah, so the event starts at 7 p.m. and will run until 9 p.m. tonight. So students looking to get involved are encouraged to go for as long as they can, but are not required to stay for the full 2 hours. Live outside Hendricks Chapel, Liam Crowley, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Liam. And new details on the National Veterans Resource Center. The grand opening of the institution, called the Dan and Gail Daniello Building, is set for April 17th.
SU Vice Chancellor and Director of the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, Mike Haney, made the official announcement in this tweet earlier today, stating, quote, "something special happening here." Also sharing a side-by-side of the construction site in January 2018 and January 2020.
On the left, you can see the demolished space where construction was beginning in the snow, and on the right, the building now near completion, standing tall by Marshall Street.
The project for the 115,000 square foot facility was $62.5 million. It will have several uses, serving as the center of veteran life on SU's campus, in the local community, and across central New York. Citrus TV will keep you updated with more details as we come closer to opening day.
The Office of Learning Communities held a drop-in session today at Byrd Library. The session ran from 1 to 4 p.m. and allowed students to give their feedback for the expansion of the multicultural learning living community. This comes after last fall's Not Again SU protests, where students said the university should prioritize multicultural learning communities. And today on Twitter, the SU Barnes Center began Identity Week with an open discussion about identities. Barnes Center peer educators led the discussion on how members of the campus community are affected by their identities. Students responded with stories of how their family and friends interacted with the differences in their identities. Identity Week continues through Friday and has several more events in the Barnes Centers.
Students who do not have tickets to the highly anticipated men's basketball game versus Duke now have one more chance. SA announced a ticket giveaway earlier today. The giveaway is a little different from previous ones. That is, SA has hosted the first 450 students who pick up a voucher can exchange it for a ticket to the next week's game on the 1st.
Vouchers will be available this Thursday night at the women's game versus Duke and can be picked up at Gate A. You must stay for the entire game to redeem the Duke ticket. If you can't make the game, there will be another opportunity, as SA will also give away 20 tickets to their lucky Instagram followers on SA at SU.
During the Not Again SU sit-in at the Barnes Center in November, one professor hosted an impromptu ballet class to cheer up her students. Professor Danita Emma is a favorite among students in the Visual and Performing Arts College. In another Syracuse Stories installment, CitrusTV reporter Erin Lyons shows us how Emma creates a special bond with her students.
Professor Danita Emma teaches ballet at the Syracuse University Drama Department. She didn't intend to teach, but an injury when she was just 19 years old changed her future.
Where I fell down a flight of stairs, and my career was pretty much over, which brought me to saying, after all the years of pursuing a professional career in dance, that was not going to be in the cards for me. So I turned to teaching.
Now, she won't say how long she's been teaching, but it has been
A long time.
Emma says watching her students grow and bloom is the most fulfilling part of her job.
I really also love seeing a flower unfold, and for me, dancers unfold.
And Emma is there for every step of her students' journey.
And I have to get involved with them to try to help them through even a simple combination.
Ballet class starts right at 8:30 a.m. The students believe that Emma is worth the early morning wake up.
She's always energetic and she's always like ready to go.
In late November, Syracuse University students hosted a days-long sit-in at the Barnes Center in response to a string of hate crimes across campus. Many students, including some SU drama students, stayed overnight at the sit-in, and they decided to bring the classroom to her students and taught an impromptu ballet class. Emma says she didn't want to force them to choose between class and supporting something they believed in.
What I tried to do was to say, let's do this together as a class. Let's go up there. That moment really served a greater purpose, because we were all there to be inclusion, acceptance of everybody.
That ballet class at the Barnes Center is just one example of how Emma genuinely cares for each of her students.
She's one of those teachers who just really, really cares.
Emma says she's sweating it out with her students day in and day out, creating a special bond that'll last past graduation.
In this department and what we do, we have a really special camaraderie family feeling.
Erin Lyons, CitrusTV News.
Professor Danita Emma has taught for over 40 years. She recently went to Montenegro as part of a Fulbright selection. Now she's back on campus and teaching that early morning ballet class. Now, Nicole, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I would have made it to that early morning ballet class this morning. It was pretty cold.
I know, when I walked outside my house, I felt like I could barely carry my coffee in my hand. But our own weather anchor, Michaela Varvis, is here in studio to tell us if tomorrow will be just as brutally cold.
I will be getting in tomorrow's forecast a little later, but right now it is about 24 degrees outside. Today was pretty chilly and mostly cloudy, but it was warmer today than it was during the weekend. We've risen out of the teens and into the 20s, and there's no expected snow until later in the week. If you are walking home from class tonight, be sure to bundle up because there are 6-mile-per-hour winds, which makes the air a lot cooler. Be sure to keep an eye out for my 5-day forecast a bit later.
Thank you, Michaela. New details from around the city. A Syracuse man is pleading guilty to 2 hate crimes after assaulting a gay couple back in August. The couple was leaving a rock concert at the State Fair when Nicholas Ferlanda started to shout homophobic slurs at them. He then punched one of the victims in the face and broke their car window. Ferlanda accepted a plea deal this morning. He is set to begin his sentence in April. And Destiny USA is officially cracking down on its no smoking policy. In a weekly letter to mall tenants, Destiny USA said that any store employee caught smoking on the property would be banned from the mall for a year and would not be able to work there. The mall banned all smoking on the property, including sidewalks, parking lots, and loading docks back in 2008. Per the tenant letter, the mall is taking this stronger stance after learning that several employees were violating the policy and smoking in back hallways.
Across the county, a new opioid drug report shows the death from opioids have increased nearly 15% in the first 9 months of 2019. The Onondaga County Health Department released the statement today, reporting that 86 people died of unintentional overdoses during that period. The institution will release the final number of opioid-related deaths from last year in April. And have you seen this quilt? New York State Senate member Rachel May posted this picture to her Facebook account Sunday afternoon. In the post, May explains that her and her late husband Frank started making the quilt after their engagement in 1984. The two finished the quilt in 1988, just before Frank passed away. May explains that in between moves, the quilt seems to have been lost. Now she's asking people to share her post in hopes of being reunited with the beloved quilt. She is happy to offer a reward or a replacement quilt.
Governor Andrew Cuomo unveiled his new budget proposal today. This $178 billion plan is due to cover a wide range of public services and investments. Here to break down what you need to know is Talking Points analyst Augustus LaRue.
Governor Andrew Cuomo released his much-anticipated budget plan today, addressing infrastructure, global warming, public health, education, and the New York State Fair, among other things. At the foremost of the governor's most ambitious new proposals are a $33 billion five-year plan to combat climate change, a $25 billion expansion in public infrastructure, and a $28.5 billion educational aid package. Critics of the budget note the lack of new tax revenue to offset increased spending, but supporters point to the program's reforms, such as Medicaid's, as having already saved the state billions of dollars. In any event, the governor's approval ratings have been rising and may rise even more with the announcement that the New York State Fair will be extended from 13 to 18 days. You can see that announcement right there on your screen. So fans, rest at ease. You are not dreaming. Now, back to you guys.
Thanks, Augustus. And coming up, the latest in the impeachment trial, find out how information must be presented to the Senate.
Plus, one Mississippi prison is seeing particularly high amounts of violence. More on the 3 recent inmate deaths at the institution when we return.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Over on Capitol Hill, the impeachment trial of President Donald Trump is starting up. Today, the impeachment managers and the president's legal team debated the rules that will guide the trial. The Senate also rejected any action to subpoena the White House for documents related to Ukraine.
White House lawyers and the House impeachment managers argued over the rules for submitting evidence to the trial. Arguments from the Democrats will last until the end of the week. Meanwhile, the president's team will begin their arguments on Saturday and will finish them on Monday and Tuesday next week.
Next Friday, a 4-hour debate will decide whether to subpoena witnesses and vote on their testimonies. If all votes fail, the Senate could move to acquit the president by the end of the month.
And an uptake of violence and death at the Mississippi State Penitentiary at Parcham. The state's Department of Correction confirming the murder of 2 inmates last night. This coming after a prisoner hung himself on Saturday.
The facility in particular is notorious for its deadly violence and lack of police enforcement. Another 5 inmates were killed during an outbreak of violence between December 29th and January 3rd.
The department is still investigating the deaths. And the latest around the world, 8 Indian tourists, including 4 children, were found dead today in their hotel room in Kathmandu. The tourists were flown by helicopter to a nearby hospital but were unable to be revived.
It is believed that the group turned on a gas heater in the sealed hotel room the night before they were found. Police are continuing to investigate the case.
Central American migrants who crossed a river into Mexico were flown and bused back to their homeland today. Mexican troops blocked a caravan of around 1,000 Hondurans from entering the country.
This comes after President Donald Trump pressured Mexico to stop migrants before they arrive at the U.S. border. Coming up, the latest in the royal split, what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are up to after their agreement to strip their royal titles.
And Ozzy Osbourne opens up about his Parkinson's diagnosis, what the icon told Robin Roberts about his health battle, and what he misses most. We'll be right back.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York. Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
So here we're looking at the temperature highs in central New York. You can see that the temperatures are ranging from about 24 in Rome to a high of 31 in Elmira. Syracuse is somewhere in the middle of those at 28 degrees. And here for the temperature lows, you can see that we have a larger temperature range from about 12 to 23 degrees with Syracuse again in the middle at 18. Right now it is about 25 degrees outside, but later it is supposed to drop down a bit to 20 degrees. Once again, the winds are going to make that feel a bit more brisk through to tomorrow. Moving on to a quick preview of tomorrow's forecast. We are starting off the morning at 24 degrees, rising to 33 at noon, and then dropping back down to 29 at 6 p.m. And now here we can take a look at the 5-day forecast. As you can see, we have clouds for the majority of the week. Today we had a high of 28 degrees, and tomorrow it is supposed to be warmer with a high of 37. And we stay around those temperatures for Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday is when we will see a little bit of a change. We're expected to see freezing rain on Saturday morning and then a mix of rain and snow in the afternoon. So this week will be pretty uniform, but make sure to have a hood or umbrella on Saturday. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Michaela. And the latest in the royal split, Prince Harry has touched down in Canada to reunite with Meghan and baby Archie. This comes after the couple's decision to split from their official British royal family duties. Photos by UK media show Harry was walking off a plane this morning on Vancouver Island, where the family spent their Christmas. Earlier this week, the pair agreed to give up their royal titles and stop receiving public funds for royal duties. And some sadder news from the entertainment world. Rock musician Ozzy Osbourne is opening up about his Parkinson's disease diagnosis. He first told Robin Roberts on Good Morning America about the diagnosis early this morning.
I had to have surgery on my neck, which screwed all my nerves in. And I found out that I have
a mild form of
It's Parkin 2.
Parkin 2 is a form of Parkinson's disease. After a bad fall last February, Osborne had surgery on his neck, leading to nerve damage and the diagnosis. The icon shared that the most difficult part of the disease has been taking a break from touring and performing. He hopes to get better soon so he can finally get back on the road.
And the CDC is confirming its first U.S.-based case of the coronavirus. The virus has killed 6 people in Asia and sickened hundreds of others since it first appeared in China last month. The infected male patient traveled from Wuhan to Washington State last week. He is now in isolation at Providence Regional Medical Center in Everett, Washington. The CDC began screening travelers from Wuhan, China for the disease at international airports last week. In response to the first U.S. case, they are expanding screenings to international airports in Atlanta and Chicago.
Coming up, the men's basketball team has won 3 in a row. Forget orange, call them butter, because they're on a roll. Basketball, baseball, hockey, all that next. Keep it locked.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Remember a few weeks ago when the Syracuse men's basketball team lost to Virginia Tech at home when the Orange fell to 1-3 in conference play and then had to travel down to Charlottesville to face the defending champions? Remember when people started losing hope? Not you, of course. You bought in from the very beginning, and you never sold your stock because you're smart. Welcome back. I'm Jonah Karp. Since that home loss to Virginia Tech, Syracuse beat Virginia and then Boston College and then got their revenge against the Hokies. Don't look now, but this team is starting to figure out their identity. But while the performance is on the upswing, Jim Boeheim says there's still a noticeable learning curve.
I mean, we're getting better as a team from where we were in the beginning of the year. Actually, a lot better than we were in the beginning of the year. You know, it's gonna take some time to get where you want to go, and I think we are getting better, but we still got a long way to go, and we still got to get better.
Jim Boeheim, a Hall of Fame coach, he's immortalized out in Springfield, Massachusetts. If you travel about 2.5 hours west down I-90, you might be able to see a few new plaques in Cooperstown. Later today, we'll find out which former baseball stars will be a part of the 2020 Baseball Hall of Fame class. Here are a few of the names on this year's ballot. It's the first year we're seeing Derek Jeter's name up there, but he's not going to be on there for long. The 14-time All-Star has appeared on each of the ballots made public. Only one player in Major League Baseball history has been enshrined with a unanimous vote, Jeter's teammate Mariano Rivera last year. Some of those other big names, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Larry Walker. Bonds and Clemens, they've been on the ballot since 2012. If Walker doesn't get in this year, his name will be removed from the ballot. While we're on the topic of baseball, news out of Los Angeles, the LA City Council approved a resolution that urges Major League Baseball to strip the Astros and the Red Sox of their World Series titles. That's part one. The second half of the resolution asks that Major League Baseball award both the 2017 and the 2018 championships to the Dodgers, who lost both of those World Series. This comes on the heels of the investigation into the Astros cheating scandal from 2017, revealing the use of technology to steal signs. The Dodgers, by the way, they're still seeking their first World Series title since 1988. And in hockey, we've got a Big Apple brawl tonight. The Islanders visit the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. The Isles are on a 3-game losing streak. Third time this season, they're squaring off against the Blue Shirts. All the meetings have come in January. The Rangers took the first two. Final game for both of these teams before the All-Star break. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. And guys, we actually just got word that Derek Jeter, Larry Walker, they're both enshrined into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Jeter 1 vote shy of a unanimous vote. How about that?
Jonah, are you shocked about that it was 1 vote shy?
You know, I am, and here's why. And people will argue, okay, maybe Derek Jeter was never the best at his position over the course of when he played, and you have guys like Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Joe DiMaggio, Willie Mays, guys who never got a unanimous vote. But we're trending in a direction where we're starting to see guys like Ken Griffey Jr., guys like Mariano Rivera get closer and closer, and then Mariano got the unanimous vote for the first time in history. So I think we're going to see it moving forward. I am shocked that Jeter didn't get it.
Yes. But certainly congratulations to him and to Walker as well for getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Without question.
And we'll be right back.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it.
You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. And now we have Michaela Varvis joining us at desk. So Michaela, when I wake up in the morning, I felt like I needed some gloves today. Will I need them tomorrow morning as well?
Most likely. Tomorrow we are waking up to a 24-degree morning. So if you have an 8 a.m. like I do, then you should probably get a beanie, maybe a warm coffee, and then I think you'll be good.
All right, and can we expect any snow soon? I know it's Syracuse, snow-accused. What do you think?
On Saturday, we are expected to have some freezing rain with a mix of snow and rain in the afternoon, so look forward to that.
Thank you, Michaela.
And we're bringing it back to the Citrus TV newsroom poll. For those of you who may not know, we have a whiteboard in the newsroom where we tend to answer daily polls, and we decided to bring those polls over to our viewers.
That's right, and today's poll was about the best place to eat on Marshall Street. So I definitely voted for Blue Monkey. How about you?
I was a Blue Monkey vote as well, certainly a sushi fan, but out there, Varsity certainly the winner.
All right.
And that's all the time that we have on Citrus TV News. She's Katie, I'm Nicole. Have a great night.